Welcome to KilKare Speedway. I'm Nate Pennington. I'd like to thank you for buying the Spin Stroke Productions At the Track videotape. We're here with the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series stock cars, plus the ARCA Truck Series is here tonight for their 100-lap feature. So we're not going to waste any time. Plenty of racing action coming at you. First thing up will be the mini stock feature. Once again, I'd like to thank you for buying the Spin Stroke Production At the Track videotape, and I hope you enjoy.
Remind everyone that 50-50.
And as promised, come the mini stocks out for their feature event. They're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1 will be the 10 of Brian Brewer. Outside him, the 60 truck of Jerry Moore. Inside row number 2, truck number 9, Kenny Rutherford. And outside him, the 45 truck of Eddie Flora. Inside row number 3 is the truck number 6 of Ron Wells. And our first car, the 17 of Frank Harvey. And out back, car number 3, Ronnie Shirk, and the 7 of Kenny Snyder. In a moment, the green flag. And the KilKare Pace trucks pulled off the racetrack. We're about ready to go racing. And we want to thank Bill Yo for the time check. New feature here this week from the Pinstroke Productions crew, the Bill Yo time check on the backstretch. Jerry Moore, he takes the lead as they're 3 wide for second down the front straightaway. Frank Harvey with a little slip, and Eddie Flora comes out with second. Frank Harvey back to third, and now Ron Wells is fourth in the 6 pickup truck. Takes a look inside, coming out of turn 4. And now Frank Harvey looking to the inside, Eddie Flora going through turns 3 and 4. And now Harvey runs second as Ron Wells. As Harvey opened up the door, Ron Wells takes the position away from Eddie Flora, and he now runs third. Flora back to 4. Coming out of 4. Harvey, battle for second behind the 60 of Jerry Moore, your leader. Battle a little bit farther back. Oh, and they touch. Brian Brewer, Kenny Rutherford, and Ronnie Shirk connects with the 7 of Kenny Snyder. Bad damage to the 3 car.
Is out.
And our Bill Yo time check tells us it's 6:38 p.m. on July 7th, year 2000, and they'll restart this way. Jerry Moore, Frank Harvey, Ron Wells, and Eddie Flora. You know what? I just realized something. Bill didn't change his camera for daylight savings time. Actually, not 6:38. That's a little early. It's more like 8:38, actually. So he's got the time, but he's at the wrong time. But we can use it to kind of tell us how time's passing by, and you can see just how quickly or not so quickly the live racing goes. Jerry Moore, your leaders. Clint Harvey running second. Ron Wells now looking inside, going into turn one. Can't quite get the job done. Frank Harvey getting around 60 of Jerry Moore. Now Ron Wells works on Jerry Moore for second. Side by side down the back stretch for second. And Ron Wells will now take over second. He'll set his sights on the 17 of Frank Harvey, your leader, as the white flag comes out. Frank Harvey. Coming home second, it will be Ron Wells. Third will go to the 60 of Jerry Moore, and rounding out your top four will be the 45 of Eddie Flora. Once again, your winner, car number 17, Frank Harvey. And now pulling out on the track, the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series Pure Stocks, as Bill Chrysler interviews the Frank Harvey machine down there on the start-finish line. Row number 1, car number 6 is Craig Conover. 3 is Brian Roush. Row number 2, 71, Jeff Marsh. Number 1, Jeremy Everding. Row number 3, 53, Tim Dill. 24, Sean Miller. Row number 4, car number 88, Ken Burnett. And the 57 of Chris Popaw. Row number 5, 28, Danny Suffren. 75, Brian Cottrell. Row 6, car number 90, Steve Shaw, and the 25 of Justin Miller. And out back in row number 7, car number 63, Brett Clark. Bill Yo, time is 6:44, and we're ready for the green flag for the Pure Stocks. One smoking down the backstretch. That's the 90 of Steve Shaw. He's very slow. We got one sideways out of turn 4, 71 Jeff Marsh. Now 3 wide for second, 3 wide going into turn 1. The Brian Roush machine was sideways. He gathered it back in. Jeremy Everding drops back just a little bit. We got one spinning down the backstretch now, the 57 of Chris Popaw. And I think we need a caution just to be able to catch our breath. Caution is out. And the cars just took the green flag. Bill Yo time check, 6:50 p.m. Craig Conover, your leader, running second is the 3 of Brian Roush, 71 Jeff Marsh, 3rd, Jeremy Everding 4th, and rounding out the top 5 for the moment, the 53 of Tim Dilge. Craig Conover, your leader. Brian Roush running second. And Brian Cottrell, smoke coming from that vehicle. He's being shown the black flag. Tough break for the 75 machine. Car number 75 getting the black flag and heading towards the pits. Craig Conover still your leader. Brian Roush right on his back bumper. Then the 71 one of Jeff Marsh and the 1 of Jeremy Everding are battling for that 3rd position. 63, Brett Clark, and the 53, Tim Dilge get together. Dilge all the way sideways, and he gathered that car back in. Good driving for Tim Dilge in car number 53. Leader is still the 6 of Craig Conover, and it's still 3 Brian Roush, 71 Jeff Marsh, 1 of Jeremy Evering, then Ken Burnett. And in this battle, and the 53 Tim Dilge spins. 24 of Sean Miller now spins over in turn 2. And Dilge gets going once again, but caution has to come out for the 24 of Sean Miller. Stop over there in turn 2. Bill Yo time 6:54 p.m. And Craig Conover, your leader, brings him down to the green flag. Brian Roush second, 71 Jeff Marsh, Jeremy Everdeen, and then the 88 of Ken Burnett rounding out the top 5 for the moment. And Roush now moves to the high side of the 6 of Craig Conover. Battle for the lead, side by side down the backstretch. Now Roush drops back into second down the front straightaway. Craig Conover, your leader. Brian Roush running second. For your leader, car number 6, Brian Roush. And coming out of turn number 4, your winner will be car number 6, Brian Roush. Coming home second will be the 3, Craig Conover, your winner. Oh, and we got a couple getting together right there at the checkered flag. And we got them still racing over here in turn 2. Craig Conover, your winner. Brian Roush comes home second. I'm sorry, Craig. It's Danny Sutton and Jeremy Everdeen were the cars that got together over in turn number 1. Coming home third will be the 71 of Jeff Marsh. So once again, your winner, car number 6, Craig Conover. And our next feature up for the night will be the KilKare Weekly Racing Series E-Modifieds. Inside row number 1 is the number 5 of Sky Hinkle. Outside him, the 58 of Kevin Colvin. Inside row number 2, car number 17, Ed Lawrence, and the 76 of Frank Harris. Row number 3, car number 11, Dick Dunleavy Jr., and the 3 of Jerry Stapleton. Row number 4, car number 31, that's Don Fleming Jr. and the 2 of Steve Rickard. Inside row number 5, car number 1, Mike Carroll and the 25 of Gary Smith. Row number 6, 88, Dan Williams and the 86 of Roy Sowers. Row number 7, car number 6, Derek Barnett and the 10 of Steve Snap. Row number 8, 15, Kevin Bloxham, 12, Randy Bull. Row number 9, 18, James Bird and the 22 of James Hurt. Row number 10, car number 99, Bob Stansel and the 82 of Terry Flora. And out back in row number 11, car number 13, Brian Gray.
Lining up on the inside of row with number 2, the number 7.
And Bill Yo time 7:04 p.m. and we're about ready for the modifieds. And we got him spinning over in turn 2. That's the 82 of Terry Flora. And the 18 James Bird over in turn 2, and I think the 99 machine was also involved with Bob Stansel.
Everybody able to head back into the infield.
Still yo time 7:06 p.m. and we're about ready for the restart of the modified feature.
Larry Matthews, green flag in hand.
Frank Harris, your new leader. Now Ed Lawrence will get underneath. And we got a pretty wide over in 1 and 2 as everybody scrambles to get around the slow-moving 13 of Brian Gray. Frank Harris, your leader. Running second is Ed Lawrence. Sky Hinkle runs third. Fourth, a battle between Dick Dunleavy Jr. and Don Fleming Jr. Fleming Jr. on the outside. And we got a couple over in turn 3 and 4 with a spin. Looks like the 88 of Dan Williams, one of the cars involved. Bill Yo time, 7:11 p.m. and we're about ready to restart with Frank Harris and Lawrence, Sky Hinkle, Don Fleming, and then Dick Dunleavy Jr. Wasting no time, moves to the high side. They're 3 wide coming out of turn 4. As Don Fleming Jr. looks to the inside of the 5 of Sky Hinkle. Dunleavy has to drop back and drop behind the Terry Staples machine as Hinkle moves up to the high lane. Mike Carroll gets underneath and Steve Rickard as Sky Hinkle continues to shuffle back. Third place car is the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. Fourth, a battle now between Dick Dunleavy Jr. on the outside and the 3 of Gary Stapleton. Slight advantage to Dunleavy now coming out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Still side-by-side battle coming out of turn 4 though. Dick Dunleavy Jr. takes over that 4th position. He'll set his sights on the 31 of Don Fleming Jr. Still your leader. Ed Lawrence runs second. Battle for third now between Dunleavy and Don Fleming Jr. Dunleavy riding that high line, battling for the second and third position. And 3 wide as they come off of turn 4. Still your leader. And second now belongs to the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. Third back to the 17 of Ed Lawrence. His car similarly colored. 31 Don Fleming Jr. runs in the 4th position. Dunleavy now sets his sights on the 76 of Frank Harris as the laps continue to lock away. backstretch. That is the 82 of Terry Flora. And now Dunleavy right on the back bumper of Frank Harris. Challenge for the lead. Dunleavy looks inside, coming out of turn 4. Harris slams the door over in turn 1. And we got a couple getting together down the front straightaway. That's the 18 machine of James Bird riding across the top of the 6 of Derek Burnett. That will bring out a caution. On the restart, it will be Frank Harris, Dick Dunleavy Jr., Ed Lawrence, Don Fleming Jr., and the one of Mike Carroll rounding out your top 5. High side of Frank Harris for the lead. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2 and coming at you down the back stretch. Still side by side for the lead. As the white flag comes out, 1 lap to go, and Dunleavy takes over the lead in the 11 machine. And your winner will be our number 11, Dick Dunleavy Jr. Second will go to Frank Harris. Third to Ed Lawrence. Fourth to the 31-1 of Don Fleming Jr. Just edging out the 1 of Mike Carroll, who finished 5th. Once again, your winner, car number 11, Dick Dunleavy Jr. And now it's time for the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series late models. They pull out on the track. I'll give you their lineup. Inside row number 1, car number 01, Gene Crace. Outside of him, the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. Inside row number 2, car number 98 is Chris Stump. Outside of him, 72, Jerry Stapleton. Row number 3 finds the 75 of Gary Estes, and the 91 is Scott Drake. In row number 4, car number 70, Joe Hill, and the 22 of John Vallow. Row number 5, 33, Carl Stapleton, 17, Sam Heckman. Row number 6, 18, Greg Stapleton, 34, Dave Ellis. Row number 7, car number 27, Brian Brandenberry, and the 43 of Will Spurgeon. Row number 8, car number 5, Dick Dunleavy Jr., and the 23 of Ron Simpson.
Well, 24 games through 1/4 mile steel, big jacket.
And Bill Yo time is 7:26 p.m. And ready to go racing with the late models. Everybody who buys a tape will have to remember to go to Bill Yo these next few weeks and ask him, hey, Bill, what time is it? Just walk up to the guy in turn 3 and go, hey man, what time is it? Good battle for the lead. Gene Crace on the inside. Dave Brandenburg on the outside. Gene Stump on the inside there, right there in 3rd. Gary Estes holding on to that 4th position. Jerry Stapleton right now runs 5th. Still Gene Crace, your leader. Dave Brandenburg runs in 2nd. He rides that high lane. Good battle between Jerry Stapleton and John Vallow. Get together. Vallow spins into the infield, does a complete loop and keeps going. We have no caution. We stay green. Great bit of driving by John Vallow. I don't know if there was really contact between him and Joe Hill or not. Vallow spun down the front straightaway, did a 360, kept the car running, shoved it into gear, and went right on. Leader is Gene Grace. Battle now for second between the 98 of Chris Stump and the 2 of Dave Brandenburg. My Bill Yo, how are we ever going to know the time? And contact between Chris Stump and Dave Brandenburg down the front straightaway. Stump takes over that second position. Brandenburg drops back into third. Fourth belongs to Gary Estes. All those guys are running behind your leader, the 0-1 of Gene Grace. Your leader, but the 98 of Chris Stump right on his back bumper. Stump brake now looks to the high side of Jerry Stapleton. That battle for fifth position. Stapleton, Scott Drake and Carl Stapleton still battling for that fifth position. Your leaders are still the 0-1 of Gene Grace with Chris Stump right on his back bumper. The 2 of Dave Brandenburg third and Gary Estes in fourth. Now the leaders will start working lap traffic. First car they come up on is the 23 of Ron Simpson. He gets as slow as he possibly can down the front straightaway and into the corners. And your leaders motor right on by. Next car to go a lap down will be the 34 Dave Ellis. And once again he pulls down to the low side of the track. And the leaders go right on by him. A couple getting together over in turn 2. That's the 27 of Brian Bradbury, the 34 Dave Ellis. Our contact, and that will bring out our first caution for this race. And according to Bill Yo, we got no time to play around because we're going back to green flag racing for the late model. Gene Grace, Chris Stump, Dave Brandenburg, Gary Estes, and Jerry Stapleton, your top 5 coming down to the green flag. Stump takes a peek inside down the backstretch, but Gene Grace says no, thank you in turn 3. Still your leader. John Ballo battling with Sam Heckman in the back of the field. Ballo, of course, having that problem earlier when he did the 360. It dropped him way back in the field. For your leader, car number 01, Gene Grace. Chris Stump takes a look inside, coming out of turn 2, one last time to the high side in turn 4. And here comes Brandenburg to the inside of Chris Stump. Your winner will be Gene Grace. Second will go to the 98 of Chris Stump. Third, Dave Brandenburg in the 2 machine. Fourth to the 75 of Gary Estes. And rounding out your top 5 will be the 72 of Jerry Stapleton. Once again, your winner with his first feature win of the 2000 season, car number 01, Gene Grace. And now pulling out on the track, our final NASCAR Weekly Racing Series feature of the night, the Pro Stocks. Inside row number 1, car number 78, that's Virgil Powell. Outside of him, the 3 of Darrell Norman. Row number 2, car number 20, Ellis Lawrence, and then the number 4 of Ron Lewis. Row number 3, car number 97 is Jeff Wilson. 52, Mike Miller. Row number 4, car number 83, Dave White. 14, Clark Wolf. And in row number 5, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy, and the 22 of David Jakowski. Extra flagman Don Betty's tells them to think about it, boys. We're about ready to go green.
Lights how they start as they come out in turn number 4. Underway. Getting a big jump on the field is the 17 of Virgil Powell. By Darrell Norman into Rashida Ellis Lawrence.
Virgil Powell, lead lap number 1, 20 Ellis Lawrence runs in second, 97. Jeff Wilson third. Fourth belongs to Dunleavy. Ryan Dunleavy in fourth, all the way back, all the way up from the last position, which would have been 10th, and has moved 6 positions up to the 4th in 1 lap. That's pretty darn good. Ryan Dunleavy, car number 11. Takes a look inside as Dunleavy moves to the high lane. He starts to work on the 97 of Jeff Wilson, but also Mike Miller right there in the 52 machine. Now side by side for the 4th position. Mike Miller on the inside, Ryan Dunleavy on the outside. Still working to the high side of the 97 of Jeff Wilson. Battle for third. Your leader is still the 78 of Virgil Powell. Ellis Lawrence Jr. running second. Jeff Wilson and Ryan Dunleavy battling for third. Now Dunleavy, slight advantage. He's moving up on the 20 of Ellis Lawrence Jr. Now the battle for second. And I no sooner get that. And caution comes out. 22 of David Jakowski with a spin in turn 2 into the snake pit. On the restart, it will be Virgil Powell, your leader. Second is the 11 of Ryan Dunleavy. Third belongs to the 20 of Ellis Lawrence Jr. and the 97 of Jeff Wilson. Fourth, and rounding out your top 5 at the moment, the 52 of Mike Miller. Dunleavy wastes no time going to the high side of Virgil Powell through turns 1 and 2. They're side by side down the backstretch. Coming out of turn 4, still side by side for the lead. Virgil Powell on the inside, Ryan Dunleavy on the outside. Give the slight advantage to Dunleavy as they come out of turn 2. And your new leader, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy, all the way from the back of the field to the lead. Ryan Dunleavy, car number 11, your leader. Gets underneath the Jeff Wilson machine for fourth. Mike Miller now runs fourth. Wilson back to fifth. Virgil Powell runs second behind Dunleavy with Ellis Lawrence right on his back bumper and Mike Miller right on his back bumper. Miller now takes a look to the inside of Ellis Lawrence down the backstretch. Mike Miller, the car on the move at the moment. Now Miller gets underneath the Ellis Lawrence machine that for third position. Mike Miller in the 52 now runs third. Ryan Dunleavy still your leader. The 78 of Virgil Powell in second. And Miller now closes on the 78 of Powell. Inside of Virgil Powell down the backstretch. They're side by side, and now Mike Miller takes over that second position. Powell looks back underneath down the front straightaway, can't quite do it. So Ryan Dunleavy, your leader, Mike Miller now running second in the 52 machine. One lap to go for your leader, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy. And coming out of turn number 4, your winner, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy. Coming home second will be the 52 of Mike Miller. Third will go to the 78 of Virgil Powell. Fourth to the 97 of Jeff Wilson. And rounding out your top 5 will be car number 4, Ron Lewis. Once again, your winner, car number 11, Ryan Dunleavy. And that finishes the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series portion of tonight's videotape. Up next will be the ARCA Lincoln Welders Truck Series for their 100-lap feature. So in just a moment, we'll have the lineup for those guys. Congratulations to Ryan Dunleavy, winner of the Pro Stock NASCAR Weekly Racing Series feature here tonight. And the command to start the engines just being given for the ARCA Truck Series for the Langs 100 tonight. And they're going to line up this way. Inside row number 1, truck number 15, that's Darren Jones. Outside of him, former street stock KilKare champion, 33, David Clay. Row number 2, car number 5, Johnny Witham. Outside him, the 6 of Robin Slaughter. Row number 3, car number 19, or truck number 19, excuse me. I was going to make that at least one time tonight. Jeff Wickman in the 19, former mini stock driver here at KilKare Speedway. In row number 3 with Jeff Wickman is the 8 of Troy Marciniak. Inside row number 4, truck number 10, Tully Esterline, and the 2 of Jeff Speakman. Row number 5, 57, Bill Withers, 4, Chad Gwynn. Row number 6 is the 76 of Bobby Marvin and the 24 of Paul Hahn. In row number 7, truck number 44, Mike Carter, and the 77 of Todd Braun. Row number 8, 12, Pete Wormcastle, and the 98 of Dave Reed. Row number 9, 3, John Kazmierski. John Kazmierski, I'll get it right here, and the 21 of Scott Belknap. In row number 10, Stan Maitland in the 9, and the 55 of Jack Whitty. Number 1, Robin Slaughter runs second in the 6 truck, and the 15, your pole sitter, runs third. That's the Pete Warmcastle truck. Fourth belongs to the 8, I believe, of Troy Marciniak, and now Marciniak looks to the outside of Warmcastle, going through turns 1 and 2, and he takes over that 3rd position. So Troy Marciniak in the 8 runs in the 3rd spot. Your leader, the 33 of David Clay. Now Robin Slaughter in the 6 closing. Slaughter looks to the inside coming out of turn 4. Truck of Robin Slaughter, Troy Marciniak in 3rd, the 15 of Pete Wormcastle. Remember his first name for a second there. I had to look at my cheat sheet. Pete Wormcastle in 4th. 5th place belongs to the 5 of Johnny Witham. Jeff Whitman right now in the 19 pickup truck. Runs in the 6th position. Same colors, almost the same color scheme as the mini stock car he used to race here for many years at KilKare Speedway. Jeff Whitman in the 19 pickup truck. Your leader still the 33 of David Clay, Robin Slaughter running second. Goes around the 9 of Stan Maitland. He will go a lap down. 77 of Todd Braun. All battling for position a little bit farther back in the pack as your leader, the 33 of David Clay, having it all his own way. Truck. Scott Belknap, and there's a big log jam behind him. And our leader coming up. Right there is our leader, 33 of David Clay. Somebody being shown the black flag. 33 David Clay looks to the inside of the 12. Put him a lap down. The 98 of Dave Reeb as David Clay really cutting through this field quite quickly. Moves to the high side of Reeb and goes on around. David Clay, your leader. David Reeb now goes a lap down. Still on Clay's back bumper is Robin Slaughter in second and Troy Marciniak, your third place truck. Still working lap traffic now to the high side of Jack Wheatley in the 55. And Scott Belknap once again goes another lap down in the 21. Wheatley kind of trapped behind him as the leaders continue to go around. Your leader is the 33 of David Clay. Closes on the 77 of Todd Braun. As both trucks go around the 9 of Stan Maitland. Still not being able to get around the 77 of Todd Braun. Looking to the inside now. Can't quite get the job done. 43 David Clay hard on the brakes. As he is lapping faster vehicles out there now. It takes a little bit more time, a little bit tougher as you put another vehicle lap down, and now David Clay gets underneath the 77 of Todd Braun. So he will go a lap down. Truck number 33, David Clay, your leader. Slaughter and Troy Marciniak will have to try to get around the 77 of Todd Todd Braun before the 33 David Clay gets too far away from them. They don't want to waste too much time. And now Robin Slaughter looks to the inside, going through turns 1 and 2. As David Clay goes to put a lap on the 3 of John Komerski. Inside and does so. Robin Slaughter and Troy Marciniak get around the 77. Todd Braun now. And set their sights back working on, and Todd Braun straight head on into the turn 4 wall. That truck, something happened. It just did not turn when he came out of turn 3 and straight into the turn 4 wall, our first caution of the race.
Behind the pace truck at the service booth.
And we see the rather dejected-looking Todd Braun walking away from his truck. At least he is okay. 37 of the 100 laps now complete. On the restart, it will be David Clay, Robin Slaughter, Troy Marciniak, 19 Jeff Wickman, and then the 15 Pete Wormcastle. Lead lap vehicles on the outside. On the inside will be trucks that are a lap or more down. And we get back to racing. And the 3 doing his best to try to get his lap back from David Clay. John Komerski working the inside and can't quite get the job done. And now Robin Slaughter will try to get around so he can get back up there and work with David Clay as Troy Marciniak looks to the inside of Robin Slaughter. Slaughter slips wide out of turn 4 now. Marciniak and Slaughter battle for second. Slaughter on the outside behind the 3 of Komerski. And Troy Marciniak on the inside. And now Marciniak takes over that second position as Robin Slaughter starts to drop back. He's lost 3 positions now. In the 6 truck, your second place truck is now the 8 of Troy Marciniak. Third belongs to Jeff Wickman. And fourth, the 15, your pole sitter, Pete Wormcastle. Looking at that wrong. It's Darren Jones in the 15 truck. He was your pole sitter and now runs in that 4th position, so I apologize, Darren. Pete Wormcastle, of course, that's the 12 truck. A couple of white trucks getting confused there. Your leader, no confusion there, is that yellow number 33 of David Clay. Marciniak now moving in on the 33 of David Clay. Marciniak now runs second, and he is closing on the 33 of David Clay. Comes out. I've done my counting right, that is lap 50. And that is what they call a competition caution. There will be a 10-minute break in this race. As the pit crews go to work and are able to make changes and try to get ready for the second half of this race. We will have a 10-minute break here. We're going to pause our tape, so there'll be almost no time for you, but we're going to take 10 minutes for the competition caution, and then we'll be out for the second half of the ARCA Truck Series Langs 100 race here tonight.
KilKare Speedway oval position.
And we see our leader, the 33 of David Clay, pulling into his pit stall, as does Troy Marciniak, your second place car. There's the 15 pulling into his. That's Darren Jones, who's your pole sitter. He was running fourth. And as will the rest of the ARCA trucks. Pull in. Crews will get a chance to change tires, maybe change the setup a little bit. And we will see if anybody has anything for the 33 of David Clay. Clay, having led this race from the outset, was on the outside pole, jumped to the lead on the first lap, and has not looked back since then. Nobody else has led a lap except the 33 of David Clay. We see the 24. He's pulled into his spot. That's Paul Hahn.
From Tip City, Ohio, Frank Harvey. You can stop by the Wilder.
There is the 15 of Darren Jones as the crew goes to work on that truck. The 77 going up on the hook. There's the 55 of Jack Weethy. He's still out there in competition. There's the 98 machine. That's Dave Reed, 57. Bobby Marvin in the 76.
Got some more prize giveaways for you.
Is out there.
Had a chance to register yourself for some door prizes, courtesy of
there's the 5 of Johnny Witham, the 19 of Jeff Wickman.
Winners of,
and there's the Ford machine of Chad Gwynn.
Ticket numbers 08433.
In a moment, we'll be back with the green flag for the second half of the ARCA Truck Series Langs 100. And a look at the damage to the 77 of Todd Braun. He's the one that hit the wall earlier in turn 4. And they're taking it back to the KilKare pit area so they can load that up on the hauler. On the restart, it will be David Clay, your leader. Second will be the 8 of Troy Marciniak. Third is Jeff Wickman. Fourth is the 15 of Darren Jones, and Robin Slaughter rounds out your top 5. And the green flag comes out, and we're back racing on lap 50. On the outside of that start, lap cars on the inside. David Clay gets around the 3 of John Kazmarski, and Troy Marciniak goes to work on the 3 now. Setup. He was dropping back a little bit before the caution came out, and now has lost a bunch of spots. David Clay is still your leader. The 8 of Troy Marciniak runs second. Third belongs to Jeff Wickman, and then in the 19. back in the pack. And back with your leader of the 33, David Clay. 8, Troy Marciniak staying right with him. Second place truck of Robin Slaughter. Robin Slaughter about to go a lap down. And David Clay moves to the high side, moves around the 6 of Robin Slaughter. Slaughter goes a lap down. And we got one spinning into the infield. That is the 4 truck of Chad Gwynn. Chad's going to be able to get started again. Yes, he does. The truck is moving. But I think the caution has already flown. So a little bit late. Caution flag already coming out for the 4 of Chad. On the restart, it will be David Clay in the 33. The 8 of Troy Marciniak runs second. Then it's the 19 of Jeff Wickman. 15, Darren Jones. And rounding out your top 5, it is the 5 truck of Johnny Witham. Robin Slaughter in the 6 truck, a lap down and no chance as David Clay just got a real good jump on the start on that one. And he is gone. David Troy Marciniak's about 15 truck lengths behind. That start. David Clay dropped the hammer and was gone. Second, third, there goes Jeff Wickman. Fourth, the 15 of Darren Jones, and then the 5 of Johnny Witham. Your top 5. Johnny Witham and the 15 of Darren Jones, and both trucks go around over there in turn 4. And that will bring out a caution. On the restart, it will be David Clay, Troy Marciniak. Third belongs to Jeff Wickman in the 19. Fourth to the 57 of Bill Withers and the 24 of Paul Hahn, rounding out your top 5. 78 of the 100 laps now complete. Just 12 laps to go. Excuse me, 22 laps to go. I never could count. Troy Marciniak stays right on the bumper of David Clay this time. He learned his lesson from the last restart. David Clay takes off on these restarts really quick, and this time Troy Marciniak stayed right with him. As your two leaders begin to hit things up. Running third now is the 57 machine of Bill Withers. Gets back around Withers down the backstretch. So Jeff Wickman now runs third once again, and Bill Withers back to that 4th position. As the laps continue to tick away, David Clay is still your leader. Troy Marciniak running second. Third belongs to Jeff Wickman, Bill Withers in 4th. Once again, looking to the inside of Jeff Wickman down the front stretch. Can't quite get the job done. Slow down the backstretch. That is the 2 machine of Jeff Speakman. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it back around to the pit. He is very slow down the back straightaway. And now the 2 of Jeff Speakman has stopped over in turn 3, and we'll have to have a caution for that, because we surely don't want a car or truck sitting still on the track. It's bad enough to have them moving really slow. So that brings out a caution. We'll take another little break, and we'll be back with the green flag. All right, with 90 laps complete, 10 laps are under, we start back single file. So David Clay, Troy Marciniak, Jeff Wickman, Bill Withers, and Paul Hahn are nose to tail on the track as we get the green flag and we go back to racing. Marciniak now really working the 33 of David Clay. As Wickman pulls in to the inside and looking for a way around the 8 of Troy Marciniak. Things heat up front. As David Clay has the 8 of Troy Marciniak all over his tailgate. As the laps continue to wind away. Stretch. That's the 24, Paul Hahn. He spins down the front stretch, and I believe that will bring out another caution. Yes, it does. On the restart, David Clay, Troy Marciniak, Jeff Wickman, Bill Withers. 95 of the 100 laps now complete. 5 more laps to go. For your leader, David Clay.
Trying to make the move from the 19.
David Clay, Troy Marciniak, your lead battle. But the real battle is behind Jeff Wickman, Bill Withers. And a gaggle of other. Oh, and we got somebody spinning down the front stretch. A whole bunch of trucks spinning down the front stretch. Looks like Jack Weethy involved.
4 vehicles involved in heavy jamming.
The 3
Number 3
of John Kazmierski was involved. The 21 of
one flat tire also involved.
Scott Belknap, and also the 12 machine Pete Horncastle involved. So that's the trucks involved in this one. We'll get this problem squared away and we'll be back to racing in just a moment. Once again on the restart will be David Clay, 33, 8 Troy Marciniak, 57 Bill Withers, 4 is the Chad Wynn machine, and rounding out your top 5. I'm not sure whose truck that was. I think Bobby Marvin in the 76 moved up into the top 5 with just 3 laps to go. Now just 2 laps to go. One spinning over in turn 4. It's the 76 of Bobby Marvin. And also the 19 of Jeff Wickman spun. And the 21 of Steve Belknap.
Jeff Wickman. The 21 is Scott Belknap.
Once again, David Clay, Troy Marciniak, Bill Withers, Chad Wynn, and Johnny Witham, your top 5. 98 of the 100 laps now complete. Just 2 laps to go, so we should get the green, the white, and the checkered flag. To go for your leader, truck number 33, David Clay. And coming out of turn number 4, your winner will be truck number 33, David Clay. Coming home second will be the 8 of Troy Marciniak. And we got a spin over in turn 1 and a truck up and over.
Super Truck Series.
The 3 of John Kazmierski with a VIN, the 98, goes up and rides on top of it. Dave Reeb in the 98 machine over there in turn number 1. So kind of an exciting finish to the ARCA Truck Series race. Once again, your winner, truck number 33, David Clay. Coming home second is Troy Marciniak. Third will go to the 57 of Bill Withers. Fourth to the 4 of Chad Wynn. Fifth to the 5 of Johnny Witham. Sixth to the 24 of Paul Hahn. Seventh to the 19 of Jeff Wickman. Eighth to the 76 of Bobby Marvin. And the ninth position is the 10 of Tully Esterline, and rounding out your top 10, the last truck on the lead lap is the 15 of Darren Jones. So once again, your winner, truck number 33, David Clay. And word from track is both drivers of those 2 trucks are okay. So I'd like to thank you once again for buying this Pennstroke Productions At the Track videotape. Please keep in mind that not only videotape here at KilKare Speedway each and every week, but at Columbus Motor Speedway following the NASCAR Winston Racing Series. For my wife Kim, my partner Bill Yo, and our production assistants Mike Brown and Katie Moore, I'm Nate Pennington. We'll see you back here next week at the track. Yeah, he's standing on top of the wall.
Yeah, Jason, down there, go back.